Yes, meeting is now streaming live on Facebook.
Yes, I'm checking my phone and yes, it is working. So
Good.
hello everyone. Let me go back to Zoom where Shahat is. Yes, it's so great to be together again with you, Shahat, and turning off my phone. So great to be with you again, Shahat, and welcome everyone on this Facebook live stream, or maybe you're looking later on YouTube. Every week on Tuesday, we are committed to have a conversation about outrageous love and what it means to be an outrageous lover. And every other week, I'm talking to either Claire Molinard or today with Chahat Corten. And they are going to share their experiences and their practice and their wisdom on the path of becoming an outrageous lover. And it's, of course, not a coincidence that they are also the co-creators and space holders together with Dr. Marc Gafni of the Outrageous Love Festival.
Yes.
So welcome, Chahat, and thank you for being here again with me.
Thank you. I was really looking forward to be like, wow, we can go and chat again. And of course, I saw Claire's excerpt last week. So it's wonderful. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
I was about this whole, you were like the creatrix. It always had then goes to dominatrix, but that's not what it's about, right?
It's not, could be.
But it's somewhat the same energy. You got to hold it real strong.
Interesting. Yes. Yes.
Anyway, that's a sidetrack. We're not
Well,
going
that
there.
could be an interesting topic to talk about. Maybe on the path of becoming an outrageous lover, we also need this fierce power.
Well, yeah, of
That's
course.
actually a good topic and a good
Of
quality.
course, because there is this, but that's not the topic now. But the topic of power, of course, is a big topic.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we
Great.
can certainly address that.
I will make a note and we will come back to that.
Sure.
Today, the topic is how do we deal with outrageous pain? Last week, I spoke with Claire about this, and this week with Shahat. It's a big question. How do you deal with outrageous pain? And I have more specific questions, but maybe you just want to share what first comes up for you with the words outrageous pain and how to be with that.
Well, what first comes to mind, to my heart, is like, wow, this is a life work for everybody. It's a life process because it's not, well, it's never a checkbox. Oh, I know how to do that. Because then you are already in a model or in a frame and then it's not working. But pain is, it's a beautiful teacher. Once you dare to let it teach you.
Mm.
And maybe the biggest part of the path is willing to be taught by it. Instead of like, Mark has this huge saying, the opposite of pain is the opposite of pain is not pleasure, the opposite of pain is comfort.
Yeah.
And what we do is we want to stay so under the surface. We want to party. Yeah, we want to party, but we don't want the other part. So then, okay, we'll give up the party, or we start using all kinds of substances, whatever, to avoid. But it's such an awesome teacher. And when I was like thinking of also I lived in a community for a very long time, right? And when we started this place, we were with like some 15 people who kind of committed to each other. We are going to be married to each other as if we are married. We're going to go all together. We're going to build this dream. We're going to do this.
Wow.
And that was what it was for me. It was for marriages. I already had a few relationships and breakups, so I knew kind of a bit of that. But here, this was in the realm of personal growth, community, spirituality, the dream. And we started and we worked. And then I think after 8 years, or in the period of 1.5 years, like 7 of those people left.
Oh.
They left. They went away.
Mm.
And
That's
it was like
painful.
7, 8 divorces right after each other. And okay, I worked through it and and new people came. And after a year or so, or another year, then Ted, my partner and my teacher, at a moment spoke to me and said, "Hey, Shahat, what I'm seeing is that you're connecting with the new people and you're starting relationships, but you are guarded.
Mm.
You are not, you are kind of, what is nou voorwaardelijk?
Conditional?
You are conditional." And I was like, yeah, no, but I'm really making relationships again, and da 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 da.
Mm.
But then he kind of made me look at it again, and I contemplated about it, and then I saw, wow, I'm going until this far, but
Mm.
I won't let them hurt me.
Mm.
I won't let them really hurt me again. And then I got the message, and we talked about it. Like, if you're not willing to be hurt by your beloved, then you're not in. So it's
Wow.
always a package deal.
Yeah.
Be willing to feel the pain and let the pain open you deeper. Let the pain break your heart again so that you experience yourself deeper. And so in that sense, it's beautiful.
Wow.
And there is no way around it. You cannot avoid it. You cannot meditate it away. You cannot practice it away. You cannot medicate it away. You cannot operate it away. It's just, you have to become intimate with it.
Yeah. And how did you do that? Because then you have maybe an insight, or you can see what you're doing. I guess becoming aware of it, that's the first, like, okay, I am avoiding pain. Then how did you open up again to love after you've been hurt?
Well, to be in the situation that I was talking about, I saw that I stayed superficial. And also that I was, on the other hand, also wondering why my life was not so passionate anymore.
Mm.
But that was because I only went as far as I wanted to because I was afraid. So basically, maybe the first step is to acknowledge that you're so afraid that you will break and that you'll die.
Oh, yeah.
And that you will, you will get kaput, broken,
Yeah.
never to be repaired.
Yeah, so those go, yeah, so go ahead.
Well, there are many practices, of course, also like allowing myself to be angry, for instance, at the people who left and who kind of shattered a dream. And then, of course, you can understand, but there is also this unreasonable part that I don't want to be left alone. We said we would do it together, and I want you to be doing. I don't want you to leave. And then when you really let that come in, then there is space for, yeah, I get it. Apparently your life is moving in a different direction. The goddess is bringing you somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's not about bypassing that pain, but actually diving into the pain and becoming friends with it and allowing it to hurt you actually and open you up.
Yeah, and knowing that if you only want the party, if you only want the joy, you keep chasing something, and you basically leave yourself. And you leave these tender parts that are so vulnerable, but once you embrace them, you feel the strength that's in vulnerability, and you feel the strength that is in allowing your pain, because it doesn't have to become your hobby, but don't let it be the slave driver that keeps you away from your own core. And it's just a very intimate process. It's
Yes.
a very tender, intimate process that goes step by step, and that will never can be taken for granted. Yeah, I know how to deal with pain. Well,
Yes. As soon as you think you know, like whoop. Yes, I recognize that.
she will offer a situation that you just not really did expect it. She always is more intelligent, more big, more expanded. Thank
Yes.
God, because I
Yes.
would be so arrogant and I would be so untouchable if I've got it all figured out, right?
Yes.
And also my experience is the deeper I allow my pain, the deeper my capacity to love,
Mm.
my capacity for joy, and my capacity for holding. It's they all go together.
Yeah. So we don't chase joy and happiness, but actually it would be smarter to chase the shadow and the pain, because that's where the capacity is to expand.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, I always call it, yeah, you have to become some kind of a Sherlock Holmes, with a Sherlock Holmes energy. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Where are you? Yes.
where am I?
Yes. I remember this.
Where, where am I trying to move to comfort and avoid
Yeah.
the hard moments?
Yes. Like shadow hunter. Where are you?
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, we're
That's
all very clever. I could be like, no, no, I'm okay. I'm okay. No, I'm okay. Well, yeah, sometimes it's a little, it's
I
just a
never
little,
do that.
you just have to accept that.
Yeah.
What is your heart saying? Oh, ouch.
Yeah. Yeah. When was the last time you broke down in tears of pain?
Well, that's not so very long ago, actually. It's like, I don't know the situation, but it's not longer than 2 weeks ago. I don't, because it's also like, well, the thing I do remember is the One Mountain broadcast from last Sunday about past, present, and future, and that was also so interesting because Mark was also speaking about the capacity to heal that's in the pleasure, the capacity to heal that's in the present, and the capacity to heal when you are able to access your future self. So then that was all about healing. And then I was actually crying because there is so much misunderstanding still about healing and about pain and about those capacities that we have and that are so tender.
Yes, that was a wonderful teaching, and I can recommend you to look it up and watch it. I will put it in the comments later. But
Yeah.
yes, that was very beautiful. Yes. And so then you broke down in tears. Was that the deepest? I can feel like there's maybe, I don't know if it's shame, but to admit that we break down in tears. But actually I do it, well, not every day, but very often. But I also feel that it's not so interesting. It's not about me, or it's just I break down, and when I let myself break down, it lasts 10 minutes or something, and I'm back.
But basically, that's with a lot of emotions. Once you let them happen,
Yeah.
they change. If you sit on them, they
Yeah.
stay there, and they want to, because they want to be felt. It's information.
Yeah.
Feelings are information. They're giving you something. They're telling you something.
Yeah.
If you don't want to feel them, they keep knocking on your door, and or they give you in the end an ulcer or you know, cramps or a heart attack.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. So an outrageous lover listens to his or her feelings and
An, out,
allows the pain to transform you, actually.
an outrageous lover courageously looks the tiger in the eye
Mm.
and acknowledges the practice it takes, is fierce and tender with themselves.
Mm. Yes.
So,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
and then still we, you know, it's such a vast topic, right? And it gives me great joy to be with people in that, and to transform myself ever deeper in the capacity of feeling it, holding it, not making a drama of it,
Mm.
being clear, staying focused.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Great joy in pain.
There's a great joy in pain. That's a beautiful, beautiful quote that maybe we can close this conversation with.
Yes.
And I want to thank you, Shahat, for sharing your wisdom. I also said it last week to Claire that I feel so honored to have these conversations with the two of you. And Marc Gafni called the both of you kind of the space holders of our team, also around One Mountain, and also the kind of the elder sisters. And you have so much experience just living longer, and also, as you're saying, living at the community and doing all that work every day in, day out. And it's a blessing to just receive your wisdom and your beautiful stories. This way, for me, the Dharma and the teachings really come to life when you share about your own personal, like, oh my God, it's hard, but this is how I learned. And
Yes.
that just gives me hope. And yeah, beautiful. Thank you.
Well, in that sense, I just want to also acknowledge, Krista. It's a chemistry that's between us, because I so feel your total sincerity, your curiosity. You just drink it, and I just love to be with you in the space, and being your elder sister,
Yes.
and enjoying your youth and your expansion fire.
Yes. And
Yes,
practicing the unique self symphony. Yeah.
exactly.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well,
We will be here back together next week, every Tuesday at 7 p.m. European time. Next week, I'll be here again with Claire Molinard, and we are going to continue this conversation about outrageous pain, but actually move it to the next level and talk about collective pain and global pain. And of course, there's so much outrageous pain happening in the world right now. So first of all, we need to, of course, look at how do we deal with pain within ourselves, but then also how can we be with this enormous painful events that are happening in the world. So that will be our topic next week. I invite you to join us live. And also I want to end with inviting you to look up the Outrageous Love Festival, because this is the place, what we call the Dharma Lab, where we get to experiment and be together with each other and practice this. And this happens every year in Europe, this year in Belgium. And maybe you want to close, Shahat, by just saying a few words about that.
The Outrageous Love Festival is a happening. You'll have to, once you get there, you just want to be there. It's an event, and it's a life-changing event. I've spoken person after person after the festivals, and how it impacted them, and how it opened them, and how it kind of clarified so much. So It's the beautiful mix of teaching, practice, dance, joy, great food, a loving tribe, the people that hold you, that support you, that kick you in the ass and say, yes, let's do this together.
Yes.
So come.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you. And it has been my place to be for the last 8 years. So I'm really looking forward to be together again in the summer next year, and hopefully to meet you there.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you. And thank you all. See you next week.